My name is Vizela. I am on the journey to accomplish the maximum total level in every version of RuneScape. Last October I maxed my main account, and earlier this year I maxed in the Twisted League. I have maxed in 2 out of the 8 versions of Oldschool Runescape, and with 6 more game modes to complete, I have a long journey ahead of me. After I maxed in the Twisted League, I've revived my hardcore Iron Man. I begun Rari back in 2019, and after playing the hardcore Iron Man mode for a month, I retired the account so I could focus on maxing my main. Since February, I have pursued certain objectives in mind en route to maxing the hardcore Iron Man mode, with the idea of completing the most dangerous content before focusing on skinning, so that in the event that I died and lost my hardcore Iron Man status, the amount of time spent on the account wouldn't be nearly as punishing. Instead of going for 99 straight away and going straight for a max cape, I have been following a route which I devised on my own. My plan revolves around obtaining 5 particular items before heading into the God Wars dungeon, with the hope of one day obtaining drops on my dream list of items. My dream list of items will be revealed in a future episode of Maxed, but until then, we are going to start where we left off in the last episode. In today's episode, we are continuing our grind towards obtaining the Berserker necklace, which happens to be 1 out of the 5 items I need before beginning my adventures in the God Wars dungeon. So welcome back to Maxed, the online video series where I am on a journey to max in every version of RuneScape. At this current time in the series, I have maxed in 2 out of the available 8 versions of the game. With that said and done, let's begin today's episode. And there it is, 77 magic completed. We can now use the glass making spell, and this is a good way to start maxed from the end of the last episode. We will finish this last chest, see if we get ourselves an item, and yeah, we can now start crafting. So 73 chests done at Barrows, and no, I didn't do that on purpose, it just happened naturally. I don't really do memes like that much, but yeah, got myself a decent tank body and decent tank legs if I ever do wilderness clues for like hard clues or elite clue scrolls. And now we're going to start crafting. So I don't have much of a cash stack right now because I've actually been spending it quite a lot on runes. I splashed a lot of my magic XP for 77 whilst I was editing the last episode of Max. So I'm going to begin this episode by doing some rune crafting. I'm going to rune craft myself some astral runes, as I have quite a lot of pure essence here that I can turn into astrals, which would give me a good platform. And then I think I'll make some of the molten glass into orbs, because I also have quite a lot of battle stars that I've been taking from the Baroque diary. I did the easy diary a long time ago, and then I think I'll turn these into fire battle stars so I can then out them for GP to buy astral runes for the duration of most of my crafting grind. But I might have to start money making a bit to afford 84 crafting, as I don't believe I have enough resources right now to get all the way up to 84 for the Berserker necklace. So I rune crafted 2000 astral runes, got up to 47 rune crafting, nearly 48 now, and I've just bought an additional 2000 from the shop here. But my cash stack is getting low, and I kind of want to keep a cash stack because it can be useful for other things that I do in the meantime. And so without further ado, I think I'm just going to get into the grind and go straight to 84, and I'll see you whenever we get to 84. Hopefully it doesn't take as long as the feeding grind last month. So we are nearly 78 crafting. I was going to go all the way up to 84 straight away. However, I won't need 84 crafting until I start grinding for prayer, as I'll be getting black dragon hides at the same time when I'm going for 99 prayer, which is a long time away from now. But as I said at the start of this episode, I'm trying to not do as much things in skills in the event that I lose my hardcore Iron Man status, because I can lose my hardcore Iron Man status during God Wars dungeon. So I'm going to go for 78 crafting here. Once this inventory is nearly done, I'll probably need to do another one in a second. And from 78 crafting, I can boost up to 82 crafting, which is the requirement to make a Berserker necklace with a new pie that came out recently. I can make that pie soon. So in the meantime, we will be getting 78 crafting here in a second to make the Berserker necklace. And then the only thing that I need to do from this point onwards, once I get this level, is I need to spend a lot of time thieving Tizzars. And I've heard that thieving at 90 at Tizzars is actually quite painful because of the fail rate. So I don't know. We'll see in a minute whether or not I want to continue thieving at Tizzars, as the plan was for me to be efficient and grind Tizzars anyway for the gems, but I've got to 78 crafting anyway without getting the gems from Tizzars. So I actually might go back to Barrows. There's 78 crafting. I might actually go back to Barrows to get runes and sell it the old-fashioned way, and do it that way, as one of the items that I would need for God Wars Dungeon is from the Barrows, which I'll leave you to guess. I'll reveal that when I eventually get it. But yes, enough rambling. There is 78 crafting, and boost up now to 82 to get the Berserker necklace. And so the only thing now is I need to get the toggle to get the onyx, and then once I get the onyx I can actually make the Berserker necklace. So I've been doing some mining this week in the Motherlode mine to get myself these golden nuggets, and I'm just going to clear out my sack before we leave this place, as I've just got the 100 nuggets just now. And the reason why we wanted 100 nuggets from the Motherlode mine was so that we could buy this item from the shop. I trade Percy here and buy the gem bag. Now every time I get uncut gems I can fill the bag, and now that I'm going to be feeding Tizzars for my onyx, I'm going to be putting the gems that I get from there into the gem bag, so I'm not constantly running back and forth from the bank. I can just actually stay there for a bit longer than I would if I didn't have this item, and this will be a useful item for other grinds as well. So yeah, really happy that I've unlocked the gem bag in this episode. I have just DC'd on my hardcore Iron Man main, showing my friend how to do barrows, and I've just crashed. My internet has just gone out. Yeah, there we go. So we'll see when my internet comes back whether or not I've just lost my hardcore Iron Man. But I was praying, and I think I was maging it as well when I DC'd. And I was against Guffins, which doesn't hit that high in comparison to the other bosses. And I was wearing Barrow's armor as well, so potentially I will tank out the hits. We also had full prayer as well, so that's a good omen, so I might not be dead. But at the same time I would prefer that not to happen, so we will find out what is going on my hardcore when my internet comes back on. So it's saying on my router that my internet didn't go out, so I don't know why I've DC'd. Try and log back in here. Yes, I survived. Okay, that's the first time I've DC'd at semi-dangerous content. I even killed Guffin, so. But yeah, that's weird. If you're wondering why I'm at Barrows at the moment, I did like an hour of Tizzars. I wasn't planning to record, by the way, so this clip is a bit scuffed, but I'll continue. The reason why I'm doing Barrows right now is because like I did an hour of Tizzars, and I knew before I started and got 90 thieving to start Tizzars anyway, that doing Tizzars at level 90 thieving would be a bit of a pain because of the fail rate. But I wanted to test what that fail rate would be at 90, and the toggle that I was getting in that hour, it would just take me weeks, even months, to get my onyx that way. But I did it for an hour anyway to see what kind of thieving experience that would be, to see if it would be worth it to go all the way up to 99 with Tizzars anyway and get my toggle that way as well, and then finish the remaining toggle at Barrows. But actually it's not that good, so I'm going to be getting my onyx the old-fashioned way here. I'm gonna sell the chaos runes that I get from the Barrows minigame and acquire myself some Barrows pieces as well. And yeah, like I said, this clip was a bit scuffed. I wasn't planning to record tonight. I was actually doing a PVM event with a couple of friends in my Clown in Fight Club RS. Shout out to you two. but I thought I would record myself DCing at Barrows here, and yeah, I'm just glad that my hardcore is still alive. So we're going to be completing one small favor in a second. It's one of the sub quests for King's Ransom, and King's Ransom is the quest that you need to do to unlock Piety, and we need to do Piety. One sec, let me check the second option. Sorry, reading the quest guide real quick. Piety is one of the requirements for the Mauritania Hard Diary, which we'll be also completing in this episode. And the reason why we're completing the Mauritania Hard Diary is for Barrows. It gives more runes, and we need Chaos runes for our Onyx to make the Berserker necklace. So there is one small favor, 201 quest points now as well. So I have the quest point requirements to actually do Dragon Slayer 2 sometime in the future, and we will be using our lamps on Herblore. Lovely. Here we are, King's Ransom is completed. Talk to King Arthur to get our reward. Very nice. Do I get any levels? No, I don't. What does this antique lamp do? Oh, you can use it on Herblore. That's very nice for my PV locked hardcore Iron Man. I'll probably use that in the future. Anyway, we now have access to the Knight's training course. So what we're going to do is we're going to get geared up to do that, and that will unlock at least Chivalry, and then we'll need to get Prayer for Piety, which we'll talk about after we complete the waves. Hopefully I won't die doing it. Alright, Sir Lancelot, calm down, brother. Slapping me all over the gaff here. I've not ate this much food before during a night's training wave. This is interesting. Nearly done though. Just need to hit one more time. There we are. Good fight. All that XP, beautiful. And now I have access to Chivalry. So let's get geared up. Let's go and teleport to the Ferox Enclave and get ready for the next stage of our grind. So the next grind that we're doing is we're going to train some construction. The end goal will be level 68 construction, but in the meantime I need to make some planks, which is what I'm doing right now. I have hired a butler, and this will be my last inventory of oak logs, as I believe that if I check my bank here, I have enough oak logs, I believe, to get to 50, which will allow me to unlock the Demon Butler. Once I acquire the Demon Butler, I can make more logs per hour, more planks I should say, and then I can keep training all the way up to 68, so let's do it. So there's 50 construction, that's a milestone on the account. I can now make a portal chamber as well. So let's go and upgrade our butler. We're going to go to Ardoin to make a Demon Butler, or higher one I should say. 1750 total level now, that's pretty cool. But the main reason why we were doing construction in the first place was to acquire the portal chamber, and we will talk about that in a second. So a few weeks ago, a new update came into the game that has completely changed the construction skill for Iron Man. Mahogany Homes is now the equivalent of obtaining an assignment from a Slayer Master for the Slayer skill, but instead it's for training construction. You see, you can talk to Amy or one of the many other NPCs dotted around the game to get a construction assignment, and from there you can build the things that you are assigned to do in exchange for construction XP. Over the past 3 episodes, I've showed the progress videos that I've recorded back in 2018 and 2019 for the Deadman and Ultimate Iron Man modes. As of last week, I revived both of these game modes, and I've been busy playing both of them for the first time since I created both of those accounts. Progress from Deadman mode will be shown in the next episode, but with the release of Mahogany Homes, I have been busy training the construction skill on both of my Iron Man accounts. I am now 50 construction on my Ultimate Iron Man. I decided to rush construction early on into the account so that I could build portal chambers in my house. With these portal chambers constructed, I could save room in my inventory space for the teleport to house spell, and from my house I can get around the game without having to occupy valuable inventory space with other runes that I'd usually need to teleport around the game. I have also been busy questing on the account since I returned to the game mode. All these quests have been completed since I revived the account, and this has allowed me to begin working on a Dragon Defender, which I have almost completed. I have no real objectives for the Ultimate Iron Man at the time of this video other than keeping the account active and doing something on the sidelines whilst more pressing objectives in the other game modes keep me occupied. I foresee a lot of nightmares going for Jagex in the near future. As for my hardcore Ironman, I have also been busy training construction through Mahogany Homes. I have got to level 70 construction, and from this level I can easily boost my level up to build a Gilded Altar, which will be massive for the account. I need 70 prayer to unlock piety, and by unlocking piety I can complete the Mauritania hard diary so that when I do barrows I'll get extra runes and bolt racks. This is crucial for obtaining a Berserker necklace, which has been my objective on the account now for the past few months. I should have one by now, but I've been lazy on my hardcore, and I have enjoyed the past few weeks AFK training on it, as well as my free to play and the brand new additions of Deadman and Ultimate Ironman modes to the mix whilst watching top notch television like Better Call Saul and House of Cards. It really has been enjoyable just to lay back and let my accounts work on their skills without paying too much attention to them. So much so that I've gained approximately 15 mil total XP on my hardcore since the start of this episode, so it hasn't been a complete waste of time. With 70 construction unlocked, I have rearranged the house and installed the room where I can make teleport tablets, as well as the restoration pool. These are great upgrades as I can now teletab to my house whilst using Ancients for Slayer, and I can restore my run energy whenever I'm coming through. All I need to do now is acquire enough GP to build myself the Gilded Altar so I can begin prayer training, and then I'm all set for my barrows grind. And so these are the stats that we're ending this episode of Maxed on the hardcore Ironman. 1,815 total level, 81 million total XP. However, we do have one last thing to do, and that is to get 99 farming. I am 5.2k off from 99 farming, and I have a Hespori to do. So let's go and get geared up to kill the Hespori and get our very first 99 in the hardcore Ironman mode. There is the Hespori killed, 101 kill count. Let's harvest it for our very first 99 on this account. This is a big moment. I've been working hard on 99 farming for a really long time, and there it is. It's going to make getting to the farming guild a lot easier, and I have a lot of spirit trees to plant all over the game, so a lot of teleports have been opened up as well. Let's go and claim our cape and Draenor. So this is my third time getting 99 farming in this game. The first time was on the main game on Vizela, and then the second time was again on Vizela but in the Twisted League. And this is my first ever 99 in the Ironman mode if you don't want to count Twisted League and the upcoming Trailblazer League as well. But there we are, 99 farming. It's pretty cool. An untrimmed skill cape, I should say, for farming as well, which I've never done before. And yeah, so what a perfect way to finish the episode with a 99. And thank you for watching to the end. Make sure to stick around to the credits. And I don't really mention this a lot, but I should start doing it. I do have a Twitter handle for the Max series because sometimes these videos don't appear in the subscription boxes for some people because of the YouTube algorithm and so on and so forth. So if you do want to stay up to date with the series, you can find all my relevant social media links, including a Twitter handle that I made specifically for Max. So you can follow that Twitter handle, and I will update it every single time an episode goes live on that Twitter handle, and you can stay up to date with the series on there. And other than that, make sure to stick around for the end credits. I feature all the music that I used during this episode, and I credit a lot of other people and content creators that I like to support as well. A lot of artists in the community, and a lot of obscure music artists as well that I use for the background music in these videos as well. So, thank you again for watching. First 99 done on the hardcore Ironman. Lots of progress on the hardcore and all my other accounts as well. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next week when we will be featuring a lot of progress on the free-to-play account, and as well as the Ultimate Ironman, Deadman, and of course the hardcore Ironman.